The purpose of this tutorial is to help instructors and users of Adobe Connect who have recorded a meeting or a training of some kind to be able to find where that recording is and to be able to utilize it so that they can share it with those who may be interested in viewing it. So the first thing you're going to notice is that as you go into your browser, the address that we're going to be using is much different than the one that you use for your actual Adobe Connect classroom. The address for the administrative site, which is what we're going to be going into now, is byui.adobeconnect.com. So make sure you're using that address rather than the one maybe you have saved in your favorites or that you're used to using for your Adobe Connect classroom. And this will help you to find the recordings that you're trying to find. Next thing you're going to do is go in and log in. Remember that you're using your BYUI email address rather than your typical BYUI login, but you will be using your BYUI password. A little bit of a switch there. Once you've logged in, it will take you to a much different place than you're used to seeing when you go into your classroom. This is the Brigham Young University, Idaho administrative Adobe Connect site. Now there are lots of things in this site that are not relevant to you, so I'm not going to encourage you to come over here and try to find what it is you're looking for. But then we're going to just try to go straight to cut to the chase here by doing a search. And the best way that you're going to search is by putting in your BYU Idaho email address once again. Once you've put that in and you search, it's just going to take you straight to the place that contains your particular classroom, which in turn contains your particular recordings. So once that folder comes up, go ahead and click on it. This will take you to another screen that houses the link that is the title of the classroom that you use. So in this case, I'm currently teaching a Book of Mormon class, and that is the title of my Adobe Connect classroom. So I'm going to click on that, and that's going to take me into the details of that classroom. Now this URL should look very familiar to you. This is the one that you use to access that classroom itself. The name of it is here. Now if you'd like to edit the information and change the name of this classroom, if you've taught a different class or if you want to go in between and if it's a specific feature that you want to have titled for a different purpose, however that is, you can make the edits to the name of that by clicking on Edit Information here. But that's just kind of a side note. What we're really after here is the recordings, which is what you're going to find when you go over here to the right and click on the recordings link. This is going to bring you to a screen that lists all of the recordings that you have ever had associated with this particular classroom. So when we click on that, and notice there are several other details associated with those recordings as well. Once you click on that link there, it will give you yet another URL which is specific to the recording of that particular meeting. So this URL here is the one that you're going to want to use to distribute to those who may be interested in watching the recording of that meeting in your classroom. There are other things you can do as well. You can actually edit that particular presentation. The edits are fairly limited. You can splice, meaning you can cut things out or shorten the beginning or shorten the end if there's an irrelevant conversation that goes on at the end of your meeting that you don't want to distribute out. You can do some edits there as well. Fairly intuitive and simple once you click on that. But as far as this particular tutorial, this is where you find your recordings and this is how you access them. If you follow those simple steps, it should take you right to it.